Hi everyone, it's Wednesday Warriors and it's me, Arielle. And this week we're going to be talking about how to really celebrate your good qualities. It's something that we don't do enough. It's okay to think that you're smart, fun, beautiful, thoughtful, musically talented, athletic, whatever the case may be. And it's even okay to celebrate it. Definitely don't sell yourself short, but also don't pretend that you're less than you are just because you think it's more socially acceptable. Life's too short to put yourself down. Life is too short to pretend that you are something that you're not, to pretend that you're less simply because you're afraid of what other people might think of you. The more strong, wonderful, talented women there are out there who really are not afraid to say that they're strong and talented and wonderful, the better this world is going to be. And we can really be our authentic selves. We can really celebrate each other. We can really feel empowered if we can do this. I'm not going to ask you to do anything unreasonable, but I would love it if you could find 5 things, choose 5 things that you really like about yourself. 5 qualities that you admire or 5 talents that you have that you're proud of. And I would love it if you would write them on 5 separate pieces of paper, whether it is on index cards or on pieces of construction paper, on post-it notes, on pieces of wrapping paper, whatever it is you have that represents you, whatever it is you have that's fun, whatever's going to get the job done. And I would love it if you could put those things on your mirror today so that when you wake up tomorrow morning, they'll be the first thing that you see. The things that you write can be as simple as, I like my own handwriting, to I'm a great musician. They don't have to all be huge things, accomplishments, talents, but they need to be things that you like or appreciate about yourself. And I'm not talking about physical appearance. I'm talking about the very essence of you. And I say that I'm not going to ask you to do anything unreasonable because I'm not asking you to pretend that you like everything about yourself. I'm not asking you to pretend that there's nothing that you don't like about yourself. I'm just asking you to pick 5 things. 5 things that you really like, that you really think speak about what a cool, unique, fantastic person you are. And even if they are things that many would deem small, like for example, that you have nice handwriting, so be it. There are 5 things that you're going to start with today. There's a real difference between being self-absorbed and being self-confident. I want to better demonstrate what those differences are. Being self-confident means having confidence in yourself and your own powers and abilities. We need to break that down a little bit more because we need to break down the definition of confidence then so that we know what that really, really means. Confidence means faith or belief in yourself, being conscious of your own power, being certain of your own power and ability, having trust in yourself, supporting yourself. That's what confidence means. So those are all things that we want. Those are all things that we wish our friends could have, that we want to put out there into the world to make the world a better place. Those are all great things, right? So there's nothing wrong with being self-confident. Being self-confident isn't bad. It doesn't make you conceited. It doesn't make you self-absorbed. And to prove that point, I want to break down what self-absorbed really means. Being self-absorbed means being absorbed completely by yourself, within yourself. It means thinking only about you. It means caring only about you. Some synonyms for self-absorbed are egotistical, narcissistic, self-centered, self-involved, self-obsessed, selfish. So those aren't such good things. Those aren't things that we want to associate ourselves with. But if you think about it, it sort of almost seems in a lot of ways like the opposite of being self-confident. I mean, self-confident is so full of positivity, so full of authenticity, so full of being a person that other people would want to be around. And then self-absorbed, that's not the kind of person people would want to be around. But what's actually more interesting about the word self-absorbed, what's actually funnier about it to me, is that it's all about caring about yourself more than anything or anyone else. Most people with eating disorders don't care about themselves above all things. They don't put themselves first. They don't think that they're better than all the other people out there. So it's funny that we would even be worried about being self-absorbed in the first place. And I think a lot of the reason that we get so worried about being thought self-absorbed is because we are worried about what other people will think of us. I know that a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes about eating disorders revolve around the fact that people with eating disorders must be self-absorbed because they think that it's all about looks, it's all about appearance, it's all about weight, when really there's so much more to it. And a lot of the time, people might think that individuals with eating disorders are self-absorbed because they think that we don't think about our families, we don't think about what we're doing to other people, we don't worry about how our lives are affecting other people. And it's simply untrue. Most of the time, it's untrue. So I'm not breaking down the definitions of self-absorbed and self-confident to talk down to you, to tell you anything that maybe you didn't already know. It's more of a friendly reminder. It's more of putting those two things next to each other, like a point counterpoint, and showing you these are not the same thing. So if they're not the same thing, there's nothing wrong with being self-confident. Confidence is great. It's fantastic. It's like when I did a video probably 3 years ago now about being assertive and being aggressive. People are afraid to be assertive because somehow being assertive is associated with being aggressive. But the definition of assertive is completely different than the definition for being aggressive. And it's like these little things we forget about in our daily lives. We just forget about how they apply to us. We forget about what the real meanings of things are, and we forget that we can tailor our lives to fit ourselves, to be the best versions of ourselves. And again, there will always be people who will say something negative. There will always be people who are not proud of you, who are not confident in your abilities, who think that you can't do things, who maybe think you are conceited, who maybe think you are full of yourself. But those people will always exist. So we have to learn to deal with them. And what's more than that, it's really important to be confident in ourselves because those people exist. Because if they don't believe in us, if they are not confident in our abilities and our accomplishments, then why should we stop being confident in our abilities and our accomplishments too? It's like that Janis Joplin quote that I love so much. Don't compromise yourself. You are all you've got. And it's true. If you are all you have, if there's so many naysayers out in this world, so many people that are not confident in your abilities, why would you just join them? If you're the only one who can be confident in your abilities, do it. Be confident in your abilities. Be confident in your talents. Find those great qualities that you have. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have bad qualities too. We all have them. We all have bad traits. We all have flaws. We all have bad habits, things that we would like to change, and maybe things that we do need to work on. But that doesn't mean that our good qualities don't exist. Our good qualities are there. And by ignoring them, we do ourselves a disservice. And even more than that, if we just acknowledge that they're there, that's step one. But step two is celebrating them. Acknowledging them isn't going far enough. Celebrating them is really key because that's what fuels us to add to those qualities. It's what fuels us to help other women and men develop their own qualities and celebrate their qualities so that we can all live the best lives possible, so that we can be happier with ourselves, because that's how you're going to be happy with yourself. If you celebrate the good things about you. The more good things you celebrate, the more times you celebrate those good things, the happier you will be. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a learned trait for some people. Some people are born with a certain level of self-confidence, and they teach it to other people little by little. But self-confidence can be achieved, and it'll be a great gift that you can give yourself if you can try to add to that confidence and build that confidence. And the first step, like I said before, is acknowledging your good qualities, your good talents, your good traits, the things that you're good at and that you do. And then after that, celebrate those things because you deserve it. We all do. I hope you're having a great week out there, and I will see you next time.